Welcome, everyone, to this episode of Unavoidable Adventures in Aging, where Sue and Shan, two Midwest, past middle-aged sisters, discuss the good, the bad, and the ugly of aging. With a little humor, a little heart, and occasionally a little frustration, we'll explore the unavoidable adventures we experience as we move into our golden years. Yeah, golden years, my ass. Just a note to our listeners, this podcast reflects the opinions and experiences of Sue and Shan. The main purpose of this podcast is intended to entertain.
So guess what?
What?
We are here we are recording.
We are recording.
And what are we recording?
We are recording. It was a very good year. And this was a combined team effort. We're pretty excited about this one. We have mentioned before that every Tuesday, Shan and Shelley and I meet on, it's not Zoom anymore, it's Signal is what you do.
Video chat. Yeah.
And talk about a lot of times everything else except for the podcast. But this time we did. And Tim had
wanted to give us a presentation.
Yes, because he was going to just come tell me about it because he'd already talked to you. And Shan said, "Oh, do you want to wait and just give a presentation in the meeting?" Yeah. So we felt very official in all of this.
There are four of us at our meeting.
I know. Hey. And Tim's idea was to look at the year that we were born. I was born in 54. You were born in 58.
I will admit to that, yes.
Okay.
I was going to try to lie and say no more 63.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I could do 80 or something.
Yeah, we could.
Then I wouldn't have all this knowledge
That's
and wisdom that I do right now. So there are different parts to this. The first part that we're going to do, Shelley, and we've mentioned this before too, has an antique venue, Vegas. She's got two. And one of the things she started selling just within the last couple of years are these cards. And basically it's about the year you were born. Yeah. And I have seen these in other places.
Right.
But if you ever get to Vegas, go to Time Traveler. It's downtown. And you can pick up a card about the year you were born.
Exactly.
So we're going to highlight a couple things here. So I think I'm going to start with...
So you have 1954 in your grasp, and I have 58.
Okay. So in 54, the average income was $3,960.
That's unbelievable.
I know.
Wow.
What was it in 58?
And 4 years later, it was $4,650.
Okay. Still not like it went up maybe 1,000,
Yeah,
maybe two.
Yeah. It just seems crazy.
It does. And I've often thought, well, I've been going through a lot of papers lately. I found my very first teaching contract, and it was for one of the little country schools out here, $9,000. That was my pay for that entire year.
Oh, my gosh.
And teaching hasn't gone up that much either.
I don't think they have gone up in respect to everything else that has gone up.
Yes. Squirrel, I can't remember what I was going to say. In 1954, a new car would cost $1,700.
And so when you think about it, because on mine, it says a new car was $2,155.
Okay.
It's all relative. Think about this. This is half of your year's income.
Yes.
To buy a brand new car. So you're definitely going to have to be taking that puppy out on payments.
Uh-huh.
And you're probably, not many would buy a brand new car.
And there's so many little blurbs, too, that say back during these years, a family could make it on one income. Yeah. They could buy a relatively new car. They could buy a home. And with one working person in the house.
Yeah, you're right.
And it is not even close to that these days. Not at all. I often think, too, that if I lived back then and make the money I do now, I'd be a rich person.
You would be in California in one of those huge mansions with the guard at the gate.
That's right. When you say it's all relative, it's just amazing how time changes things. Okay, loaf of bread in 1954, 17 cents.
It went up 2 cents for mine.
Okay.
It's 19.
Okay, and today it's what, $5?
$5. Yeah.
A loaf. Okay, here we go. A gallon of gas.
I just saw that.
22 cents.
24 on mine. What is it? We should have looked it up to see.
I know. And I just got gas the other day. I think here it's still 3 something. But across the nation it's 4 or more.
Some places it's over 5 right
Yes.
now.
Yeah, I've seen some for 7. Amazing.
Price of gas, it says in Denver right now, is $4.11.
Uh-huh.
So it's going to be up there.
And do you remember they called them the gas wars?
Yes.
When we lived in, I want to say Cheyenne, there was one intersection where there was a different gas station on each corner. Do you remember that? And they would start lowering the prices. And I think it got down to what it was in 54, whatever. It was 17 or 18 cents a gallon. It could have been less.
I do kind of remember that. The other thing, too, back in the day, if you filled up your car, you got a gift.
That's
Remember,
right.
It might be a coffee cup. We had a few of those coffee cups for the longest time. They really were great coffee cups. But they gave a gift as well as a fill-up.
And they would come out to your car.
That's true.
They'd fill it up. They'd check the oil. They'd clean your windshields. Yeah. That doesn't exist anymore.
No.
Did they give green? Oh, what were the
H&H,
green stamps?
Green stamps.
At,
G&H? No, it wasn't H&H.
Yeah.
Green stamps.
Was it G&H green stamp?
We were talking
green
about that at my
We
class
were.
reunion.
Oh, were you?
We were.
We talked about it on one of our
and we
episodes.
talked about, I said something about, okay, how many of you still have the card table and chairs that your mother bought with their green stamps? Which I think we have a couple sets.
And that was one of the kids' chores, was licking those stinky things and putting them in the books. And you had to collect so many books, and then you could trade those in for these.
And I don't know if the gas stations did it. I know the grocery stores.
Grocery stores, definitely.
That's what I remember was grocery stores.
I think it was it S&H? I don't remember.
S&H.
Okay. I don't know what it stood for.
I don't know. Stamps and household things. Everybody
well,
look that one up.
something we're going to have to look up.
Yeah, it was exciting.
And do you remember, too, that when you took the car, and this was like, what, 40 some years ago? A little more than that. When we were on the weekends when we could take the car, you'd get all your friends together and maybe you'd put in $1 to $5 worth of gas. That would get you through the whole night and still have enough gas in the tank that your parents were fine with it, that you didn't run it dry. I remember
about that, but did everybody? I can also remember, though, at one point when there wasn't any gas.
In the 70s.
And because Dad worked in Scottsbluff as well as here, he was on the list that he could get gas.
Right.
Because otherwise, we would have really been in trouble. But anyone who needed their car for work purposes then could get gas. So that really put a crunch on cruising the Butte.
Oh, it did. A pound of coffee. Now this, I guess I get it 5 pounds at a time. But last time, it wasn't $18, was it? Because you do the little pods.
We do.
So you don't know. See, I get my decimal points mixed up. Was it $8 or $18? Anyway, it certainly was not 78 cents.
Oh, for some reason it went up quite a bit, 93 cents on mine.
Oh, my goodness.
In 1950.
That's another interesting thing to think of, is what was going on in history that was causing these prices to go up or down.
True.
Here's one that I never, gold.
Yeah.
And people do. They buy gold or silver for investment. So this doesn't mean anything to me, $35 an ounce.
Didn't change at all.
Oh.
In 4 years. Mine was 35 as well.
Because it seems like we were talking to Shelley about, because Bill had mentioned that it's really hard to find gold and silver to invest in these days.
Oh, I think it had gone up quite a ways.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that's all about.
Oh, it's a stupid ballroom and the
yeah, they're free.
the golden tchotchkes around the Oval
They're thinking
Office.
if they buy gold, Trump's going to buy it for a lot of money to put it into the ballroom.
Yes.
There we go.
Oh, that ballroom. There's a whole nother one. Okay, new house. $10,250 in 1954.
Yeah, mine was about 12,000.
Okay.
Now they're about, around here, probably 250,000.
Yeah.
Omaha, 400,000. Denver, even more, probably 550 to 600. And some of those are called starter homes.
Yes. And they don't have a lot with them.
No.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, if you know this. That beautiful house that we had in Atchison, I remember it being $12,000.
We didn't buy that house.
Oh, we didn't?
No, we rented that house.
Oh.
We bought the house here in town.
Okay.
And it was probably, no.
$12.50.
No, you're thinking of the potato house. It was not the potato house. It was the one on the corner. And that one, I think it was 10. I think it was 12,000, but I think there was another house on the property.
Yeah.
And they ended up selling that.
Oh, I forgot about that. Interesting. See, and I'm still finding out these truths about when we were younger. I thought we bought that house.
No, yeah.
Oh,
When you talk about the houses, even what Tim and I bought our house for 43 years ago, 40 years ago, I have a hard time when somebody around our area sells their house and what they sell it for.
Oh.
And I think, really?
Oh, my.
If they can sell it for that much, our house must be worth da-da-da-da-da. And it just shocks me because you know what you spent on it originally.
Okay. In 1954, the president was Dwight Eisenhower.
Same
and
here.
The vice president was Richard Nixon.
Same here.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to worry about the Dow Jones. Is it 500? Oh, I think that.
So moving on to your minimum wage.
75 cents.
Isn't that crazy? Mine was $1.
Yeah. I remember babysitting, though, for 50 to 75 cents. And that was probably a lot for babysitting because it was considered a job, but not like working at McDonald's or working a retail store or something like that.
Usually it was, how desperate are these parents to get out of the house?
Yes.
And that's how they paid.
And what was yours?
Mine for
Minimum wage?
$1. But gosh, you think $1 means you're making $40 a week, $60 a month.
You look at the price of everything; it's all relative. So you could.
It is.
Life expectancy was 68.2 years. Do you have that one?
My eyes are having a hard time looking at it, but yes, I had 69.6.
Okay, just some of the highlights for that year. Supreme Court orders school integration.
Oh, your year
in 1954. Yep. Let's see. First atomic-powered submarine, the Nautilus, is commissioned in Connecticut. Senate condemns McCarthy.
Oh, you can do it, Senate.
Yes.
Trust us.
Okay.
How about your Academy Award winner in 1954? What'd you have?
On the Waterfront.
Oh.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Mine is Gigi.
Oh, yeah.
In 58.
Yeah.
Best actress was Susan Hayward.
Oh.
I Want to Live.
Okay.
Best actor was David Nivens. Separate Tables.
Okay. And Marlon Brando also for On the Waterfront.
Okay.
And best actress was Grace Kelly, the country girl.
Ooh. I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, what were some top songs?
I cannot believe these were that old.
Yeah?
My music from 1958. The Purple People Eater.
58?
That's what this says.
Okay. Yeah, I would think that would be a 60s kind
I
of song.
know, right?
Well, it was 58, so it was almost
I
60.
suppose, but even then.
Yeah.
The Chipmunk song.
Okay. Yep.
And obviously, and fitting, Gigi.
Gigi.
I'm going to have to look that up.
My songs, Mr. Sandman.
Oh.
Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. The Saint of Bleecker Street.
The Saint of Bleecker Street. No clue.
Have to look that one up. And Shake, Rattle, and Roll.
Oh, sure.
Shake, rattle, and roll. Okay. Sports stuff?
Do we care?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, Alan. We don't care.
We really don't.
But Alan, baseball was New York Giants.
And Baseball World Series was New York Yankees.
Okay. Oh, we've even got the Canadian Grey Cup champions. We're not going to read those because we don't know. So,
just like the rest of the sports, we don't know. Who are these people? Who cares? What are we doing now?
Okay, now we're going to go to Tim's research. And Tim went back to the year each of us was born and looked up events that happened that year.
Okay.
And of course, there were lots of events that happened, but he was able to pick out some that are interesting. Not just people dying or wars being started or whatever. So,
he told me last night. He said, you need to explain to everybody why we're doing it this way. And I said, I think we've talked about it. Just make sure they realize I'm not laying down on my job or something.
Yeah.
But it did get to the point we enjoyed so much doing Was I Even There?
Yes.
As we found out that we didn't remember crap.
Right.
However, we got to a point where it was always the tragic things that were left over. And we decided, yeah, it's time to back away from that because it was getting harder and harder to even. Some of those were hard to talk about.
Yeah, they were.
Anyway, so that's why he's changed it up on us. And now we're looking at the year we were born.
Okay, so I'm going to start out. So in 1954, he pulled this for January. NBC makes first coast-to-coast color broadcast with the Rose Parade.
Yeah.
And we talked about that just sitting around when I read that one. And I said, we didn't have color TV until the 60s,
yeah.
later in the 60s. And no, you have to point out that this was their broadcast.
Right.
Most homes didn't have color TVs.
Exactly.
But they were able to broadcast in color.
It's just like we've talked about your friend whose mom worked for IBM and that like computers were there.
Computers.
However, no home could afford a computer. So it was quite some time before we realized what computers were and what they were doing and their purpose and their use. And that's the same thing with color.
Yeah. How about you in January of
Well,
1958?
in January, of course, Tim makes this little note. Shan's birthday.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, mine was Sputnik. The first satellite launched into space fell to Earth from orbit.
Orbit.
Oh,
that old orbit.
Orbit. Woo, that took me a lot. I hope I can get rid of that. It fell to the Earth on January 4th. The Explorer, the first American satellite, was launched on the 31st. So Sputnik was Russian, I believe.
Yes, yeah.
And then the U.S. did it later that same month.
And I can't think when Sputnik was first launched
What
because
day?
this is saying when it fell to Earth, right?
It said oh, yeah, you're right. It was
Okay.
already in space. It fell to Earth on the 4th. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Because this was a major thing in changing the focus of education because we really didn't pay that much attention to science and math,
Oh.
kind of like now.
Oh, dang.
But it started this feeling, it was a competition between us and the Russians who could get the first manned flight into space. So when we started the space race, the Russians did start out ahead of us.
Yeah. I did. Again, it seems like such a long time ago.
I know it
Some
does.
things seem like only yesterday, but some seem like a really long time ago. So to think that the space race has been going on now for almost 70 years.
Yeah,
Or
and-
probably has been going 70 years.
And well before that, too, I'm sure.
Okay, what's your February?
February. The first church of Scientology is established in Los Angeles, California. It was also Sue's birthday.
I was hoping he would put, that's what I was really waiting for.
Yeah. Okay, Scientology. And that's one that, I don't know, it's just, that one seems really creepy to me. When Rolf was going to school at Creighton and he was studying theology, and part of that whole thing was to really study each of the different religions. Sure. And he went to a couple meetings, services, whatever, of Scientology.
Oh.
And he said they would not let him alone.
Ooh.
After he left, they were constantly calling him or trying to contact him. And even his mother. They found out where she was. And they never showed up in person, but it was always constantly trying to get him back.
So mine for February, a hydrogen bomb known as I think it's Tyler bomb. No, Tybee bomb, Tyler bomb. Work on your penmanship, Tim. Is lost by the U.S. Air Force off the coast of Savannah, Georgia. It has never been recovered. Okay, I got to read that without stumbling. Okay, here we go. A hydrogen bomb known as the Tyler bomb is lost by the U.S. Air Force off the coast of Savannah, Georgia. It has never been recovered.
Oh, that's scary.
Wow.
And that was in 1958.
58 in February of 58.
Okay, yeah.
Wow. Whew, okay.
Kind of sounds like today, doesn't it? Okay. These aren't the first idiots in control of the military and so forth. Okay.
Probably won't be the last.
March.
March.
CBS Television broadcasts an episode of See It Now, a report on Senator Joseph McCarthy and McCarthyism. And he was the one who started all these trials and accusing everybody of being communist.
Yes, exactly.
It really hit the entertainment and art
really
communities.
Went after them.
And these people would be called in, and it was a witch hunt.
It was.
And it would ruin their reputations. And, I'm sure it was a high percentage of times. Nothing ever came of it.
No,
They
not
were not
one thing.
We would probably be hauled in today for the
Very
way
true.
we talk about the government.
Probably so.
If McCarthy was still,
It's still happening in some places. Don't forget that.
Correlation.
Correlation. Okay, I'm going to try this one.
Okay.
Nikita Khrushchev. Okay.
Khrushchev.
Thank you.
Nikita Khrushchev.
Thank you very much.
Uh-huh.
I shouldn't have to work with these hard ones. Becomes the premier of the Soviet Union.
Sure.
He served from 53 to 64.
Okay. And I remember him because I'm sure he was the one, he had this huge birthmark on his head.
Oh, that's right.
A
Yes,
big
he
red
did.
birthmark. Yeah. And that's back in Russia's heyday when we really were their enemies. Cold War was going on. Yeah. Who was? Okay. Yep.
All right.
That's all I've got on
That's
that
it?
one.
Okay. Okay, here we go. This proves one fact, Sue.
Yes.
Whether it's history this way or history in Was I Even There, we don't know squat. But
We
you
don't.
know a lot more than I do.
Okay.
I don't know squat, and you know
Squat plus.
squat plus.
Just a
You're a little bit out of
Just a
this.
small plus. Okay, me for April. President Dwight D. Eisenhower authorizes the creation of the U.S. Air Force Academy in Colorado.
Oh, okay.
And the reason I remember that place, do you remember why?
I do know why.
Because we were on a family trip. We were in the station wagon. And at that time, the front seat was just one long bench. And we were driving through the Air Force Academy and got hit by a car. It hit
Dad's side.
door. It slid the bench over, popped Mom's door, and she was hanging on to the door handle and the seat, dragging her butt on the ground. Now, in those days, they wore those big, heavy girdles, and they think that's what really saved her.
Oh,
Did you
really?
know that?
No,
Yeah.
I did not know
Yeah.
that.
But it did push some of her intestines up into her diaphragm, and she fought that for a long time.
Ooh,
We were all in the back seat.
yeah.
I don't remember that much about it.
Yeah, I remember. I have to assume none of us had seatbelts.
Oh, no.
Would we have? I remember I got a piece of glass in my hand, and the nurse is the one that took it out of there, and she said I did very good.
Aw.
She was very proud of me.
Did you get a lollipop?
I don't know if we did or not.
The other thing that's so clear in my mind is Dad had a couple broken ribs,
Oh, yeah.
and he had jumped out of the car. He was running around trying to get names of witnesses. Yeah. And limping and in pain. Okay, really has nothing to do with the establishing of the Air Force Academy.
But there you go.
But there it is. Yeah.
Okay, so mine, I get one of those names again.
Oh,
Momo Fuker invented chicken ramen.
oh.
The beginning of the ramen noodle craze.
Okay.
Back in 1958.
Oh, okay. And I'm very much appreciative
Of that one.
of ramen
Yeah.
noodles.
That's interesting. And they talk about how the space age stuff
Right.
created a lot of these kind of things because they had to send food up in space, and it had to be compact
And
That's where-
freeze-dried.
freeze-dried,
so you
and
could
that's where
just-
Tang came from.
That's right.
Was
Yeah.
one of those missions.
Uh-huh.
They created Tang.
So you could just add water to it. It would rehydrate it and still taste like
And you
crap.
had,
but
you had orange juice.
And I remember that was a big deal. Was it when I was in school or when I was teaching? I don't remember. When you were doing your unit or whatever on space and space travel, you could order. There was one, it was space ice cream. Ooh. Not good. Not good at all.
Oh, that would be a fun unit, though.
You know what? I think we're
Okay.
going to wrap this one up so we can continue next week. We do thank you for listening. Do think about things like these things that we've been talking about.
Yeah.
What are some memories you have about growing up from the time you were born and
Right.
so forth?
And quite possibly, if you want a photo of one of these cards from the year you were born, send us an email.
Yes.
And we'll have Shelley email it back to you, and you can read all the fun stuff, because not everybody was born in 54 or 58.
Really?
And if you want one of those, go ahead and email us at unavoidableaging@gmail.com. All one long word, unavoidableaging@gmail.com. We have a website, and that is unavoidable.life. Everybody gets a little confused, but it is life, not com.
Right.
Life is cheaper
It's right.
than com. We upload every Friday to Podbean, and you can find us at almost any of your podcast apps that you enjoy using. Just type in Unavoidable Adventures in Aging, and please do us the favor of subscribing to our podcast.
Yes, like us and send us comments. We love comments.
We do.
Yes. So we thank you today for listening, and we ask you to join us next week for part 2 of It Was a Very Good Year. Until then, enjoy your life. Laugh at yourself, embrace the power of your aging, and always remember,
You're not knucking futz.
You're just aging. Okay.
There you go.
What's for dinner? Oh,
For dinner, I went out and picked up what we call Sonny Supper, because she likes to cook, and if you hook up with her on Facebook, then you can pick up her meal. And I think we're having
is it
burritos.
Burritos. Okay. Oh, sounds good to me. Okay.
There we go.
Sounds good. See you
Okay.
next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.